Yay.
Alrighty. Okay, now, where were we? Right.
I hadn't
There
we go.
fulfilled anyone, and we are about to go hug kittens together.
Right. So, Shenilar and Gorazon were headed back to the Ugly Pony.
To not sleep, but to get... Actually, I'm going to talk to She on the way there about something, but yeah, go ahead.
Alright. You guys are going to make it to the Ugly Pony before Fulton makes his way to the Stained Road.
Well, before we get there, I want to take her down. I want to just go down a quick alley and be like,
well,
do magic
just,
to cure us.
Yeah. Making sure I've got everything in sync before we get moving there.
So Gorazon is taking Sheena Lair down a dark alley, huh?
We've done this before. We'll do it again.
Sounds so wrong.
It still does, yes. Alrighty then. In that case, switch maps. Well, not maps, screens for the recording. Anyways. Gorazon and Shenilar.
Gorazon waves her like towards an alley.
You're doing this while you're still near the Street of 1,000?
No, I'm gonna go a bit away. So.
Alright. You're a few blocks away.
There-ish. I said there-ish before I try this. I'll be across the river.
Alright.
Unless there's lots of guards along the bridges or some nonsense.
Well, when you do reach the bridge, there are a couple guards just standing on the bridge. They're not blocking traffic or anything. They're just keeping an eye out. It's two guards you can see, and there is a building not too far away where you can see candlelight coming through the shutters.
Neat. Okay, we'll just go down an alleyway near here then, and I just want She to cast the magic cleaning spell on both of us, so we A, don't smell like sewer, and B, or like gunpowder. And if possible, I also want to do the same thing on all my guns, so it looks like they haven't been fired in the last week or something.
Fun fact, I don't get it.
You can summon something that gets it. I guarantee you can summon something that has this power. Do it.
It is hilarious that they don't get prestidigitation.
I don't know why my summoner doesn't get it, but I don't.
You fail as a wizard. Now moving on. Just summon something that can. I don't care what. Archeons or angels or greater angels. I don't know. It's gotta be something that...
zombie angels.
Sure, why not?
Okay, I gotta find something that does it, because I've actually been looking at least the higher level ones. They don't have it either.
Okay, that's unusual. I'll help you.
Summon the most powerful magical being possible to cast a prestidigitation on both of you.
Pretty much.
Hello, Greeter Bean. We're dirty. Clean us.
Hey, that's my shop. Hello, level 9 summon. Do this mundane task for me.
Why are the only 8th level summons either elementals or evil fucking devils and demons? I don't think any goddamn sense.
Summon monster is pretty crappy.
Yeah, you don't really summon from it.
Use it to get more summons from your lower level lists.
I like
Sure.
Gate.
I don't
like Gate
It has a
too.
material component cost.
For the record, I get not wanting to smell like gunpowder, but I don't think anyone cares if they smell like a sewer.
I don't think anyone notices the difference.
I don't want them to have any evidence that we might have been somewhere we're not supposed to be. I don't think we're supposed to be in the sewer.
I mean, this entire
you'll
plan
piss
has
off the
already gone
beast by
tits
going
up,
down
but...
I know, but I want, to minimize the tits being up.
That's strange. I always want to maximize tits.
When it's your own tits, it's less, I keep seeing things that count as like 7th level bard, 16th level clerics, blah blah blah, and it says it's like a spells list usually. But like for the cleric ones, can't they just prepare whatever we want them to? It's like you prepared literally just this one thing.
Because I'm seriously not finding this.
No, cast as cleric means that is just differentiates arcane from divine and whatnot.
No. It also says prepares like so I don't know.
When you summon something, it's a stock member of its species, so it has whatever spells are listed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what half these things are.
I'm not sure they actually even have them on the list.
Ah, here we go.
Oh, did you actually find something?
Yep. And guess what? It's not even evil.
Sure, that comes as a relief to someone or another.
It is a Summon Monster 3. It's a Agathon, and it actually can do Prestidigitation at will.
As well as Know Direction and Speak with Animals. That will help Nick dealing with Garazin.
And Dancing Lights and Stabilize.
And true speech.
I think it's some kind of like tiny luck angel or something.
It's a cat.
Yeah, it's a cat.
Alright, we summon a cat. Look at us. Look how powerful we are.
The cat can clean us.
Cat, clean us, please.
I
Oh my
assume it's
God.
going to lick you.
She's probably
Okay.
gonna.
She's gonna summon some cats.
Okay, you, hold on, some cats?
No, just the Agathon, please. We don't need more than one.
Are you summoning one, or are you
She
summoning
can
D6
technically
plus 2?
summon up to 6.
Do you want to summon 6 or not? I don't want you
Be
to.
a cat lady! Be a cat lady!
I don't want a crazy cat lady with her cats licking me.
That would make the cleaning go faster.
You're the one who suggested it.
We get
Okay.
5.
You summon Artemis and his 4 clones.
Clean us.
I guess she'll ask them to clean them. Preferably with
Including
magic.
my prestidigitation, us so we no longer smell like gunpowder, and sue her, and make sure you clean my gun to where it looks like I haven't fired the thing ever.
I'll be right back. I'm going to get a drink.
With magic.
Okay. The cats climb all over you and between their magics and their tongues get the 2 of you clean.
Hooray!
Fantastic.
Now what do we do with them?
Well, you could have them follow you about. That doesn't look suspicious at all.
I'm
They're just
tempted.
cats. They all
I
get
could
black
have them
cat,
turn
gray
into
stripes,
spectral
violet
mist.
eyes, and usual white blaze. It just looks a bit weirdly colored, but it's still a cat.
Make them take gaseous form, then they can follow us around the city like that.
Gassy
Never know,
cats,
you might
awesome.
need them.
Sure, what the hell not? Sure, we'll have cats.
No, she's gonna dismiss them. 5
Okay.
mist-like cats, they're not gonna be good for blending in.
No. Maybe if it was foggy out.
Well, you could use their, once a day... never mind.
Did you get hurt at all? Because they can do lay on hands.
Yeah, don't think I did.
1 a day, 1d6.
Between
Okay,
5 of
yeah.
them.
Okay, let's just get rid of them.
Hey,
I found a funny
Thank you,
thing from
kitties.
Yoon.
a small herd of cats appears in the alley, cleans you guys off, and then disappears into nowhere.
Stories and mumbles on about life being really, really, really weird.
Is she going to be Catwoman now?
Gorzin, well, I'm gonna wait till I get to the ugly pony to do that, but otherwise, we can go. So we can cross the bridge and head back to the ugly pony now, because now we don't look suspicious at all. I make sure to put away my gun.
When you emerge from the alley, you see a beggar across the street looking wide-eyed in your direction.
I'm debating whether or not to shoot him now. No one would believe a crazy
You've
beggar
already
anyway.
killed one person. Let's just go right on that slide of alignment change.
Yeah, why not, yeah? No, I can't, I don't have any way to wipe his memory or anything, so I just go, no, I'm just not even gonna acknowledge him, I'm just gonna keep walking, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. That didn't happen.
She will give him a nice little wave and then keep going.
Just give him a gold to stay quiet.
I don't think anyone would believe him, is the thing. Like, even as magic goes, that's pretty fucking out there.
I think we're probably safer not telling him it was anything important by giving him money anyway.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah, we got cleaned by cats. Who cares? We do it all the time.
I don't even think anyone believed that. Like, so you're telling me that these perps summoned cats to clean them? Yeah, no. I
You
don't know
head
when
back
believe
towards
that.
the bridge.
We crossed the bridge.
You go to cross the bridge, and the guards wave at you.
I sort of wave as I pass by.
You reach the other side without incident. Another small group of guards just nods in acknowledgement and goes back to chewing on their midnight ration.
You're heading to the ugly pony. I'm fine with them seeing us. Our excuse is after I talked to the guy,
Yep.
he went to the Street of Thousand Gods and then went north from there. I mean, like, prove us wrong, asshole.
You returned to the ugly pony.
I remind She before we head inside not to go to sleep tonight because of, the cryptic warning, and once we're inside I'm going to order coffee as I rebraid my beard into something slightly different looking.
This is one thing where I will ask, because this has come up before with half-elves. Do they even need to sleep? This has been a debate I've seen.
Pathfinder removed that half-elves don't... even full elves need to sleep.
Ah, okay. Thank you.
They were supposed to... They actually need to sleep in 3.0 and 3.5. The idea that the fact that they didn't is actually Forgotten Realms specific lore that got into the main rulebook somehow.
That explains it. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
But
I do remember they had to
half-elves
sleep.
are
It was just
immune to magic sleep effects.
Yeah. I think it was like they had to sleep, but it was like a trance, so they were semi-aware or something. I don't remember.
That was Forgotten Realms specific flavor, that Forgotten Realms specific rules that somehow made it into the main book. Nobody really knows how that happened.
Someone
alright.
really liked their Forgotten Realms.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah,
at this
the
time
same
of
way
night,
the Pathfinder setting makes all undead evil, even though that's Galarian specific campaign flavor.
So, the Ugly Pony main room is pretty much empty. There's one guy over in the corner who's eating a very late meal, and there's the night staff barkeep. Doesn't seem to be the inn's owner whom you met during the day.
Go to the barkeep and say, 2 orders of coffee.
Coffee.
Hmm?
What manner of dwarven foul beverage is that?
You uncivilized bunch of humans. You have no idea what coffee is. How do you exist? Well, alright then. 2 coffee. That's gonna be a fun night. You have any tea?
We have tea.
Right. You got any, rock moss tea, maybe?
I might have a bit in the back, actually. It's a common enough request.
Yeah, that'll do then. What kind of tea you want, She?
I don't think I've ever had any.
What, tea?
She
Never
just
had
shrugs.
tea? Have you never had... I get not having coffee. It's a dwarf thing. Tea? Yeah, we'll just have 2... We'll have 2 rock moss, then.
He goes into the back to find some to brew up.
Alright. So, how about a game of darts, then? You gotta do something during the night.
I suppose.
Alright, darts I can do, so I'm gonna... Do they have a dart board here, or do I have to just fucking put one together?
Give me just a second.
I know darts is an elven game, technically speaking, so that's why he's thinking they might have a dart board.
There are no darts here, but the innkeep overhears you and says that there is a horseshoe set in the garden out back.
That'll do. So I'll wait till we get our tea before we go out back. Play some horseshoes. And that's pretty much what I'm planning to do all night with she, unless she decides to do something else, but I'm not going to sleep.
All right, not even going up to your room to clean off, or well, actually no, you pressed a digit.
We cleaned ourselves pretty thoroughly through cat.
All right.
I even made sure to clean my
let
gun.
that not become a regular thing.
No, it totally is.
That's the only way she can do it, so...
Come, my pretties.
Oh dear.
Just get the wizard to do it, okay?
Like we trust him. No. We're summoning cats.
All right.
I gotta change your whole back blue.
So you two set up a lawn darts thing. If you'll each make a dex check to figure out who claims victory.
Not Gorzin this day.
Gorzin, your shoes manage to at least land on the green. They don't go through the window of the tavern across the way.
Oh, that's a plus. I consider that a win. There's my rock tea.
With his high dex, Gorzin is just not winning anything against Chi.
No, Dex isn't like in what are they called? Ability score tests. Yeah, the dice is way more important than any amount of skill you might have. I mean, Gorzin is an obscene amount of skill, and he still lost to someone with barely any. So because it's all just fucking luck. Apparently, games with skill, like if you ever go into the Olympics in the D&D world, it'd just be fucking nuts.
So,
No, a lot of them run on acrobatics.
about an hour later, Fulton. After a few false starts wandering down the wrong alley, you do manage to find yourself.
If he was like level 5, he would be mugged and dead in a corner.
But he is not.
And he is wearing the armor of well, he's basically wearing the armor that anyone else would look at and say, "Oh shit, it's a paladin."
Pretty much, yeah.
So you do finally make your way to the Stained Road, or at least that's what the sign at the main road says. The problem is the road immediately splits in multiple different directions and turns into a small labyrinth of barely wide enough for an ox cart streets.
Wasn't the name of this inn, pub, place mentioned in the sending?
It was the Festering Rat.
That is a lovely name. Just, alright, pick a random road. Let's go on the rightmost road and look for Festering Rat.
Alright. You arc away to the right. And it curves to the left, it curves to the right, and it joins another pair of roads in a Y-junction.
Can do the opposite of what is, Dwarven logic and keep going to the right.
Okay.
Asshole.
Takes
According
you
to Earthbound, 90% of travelers go to the right first.
90% of travelers are very dumb.
It takes you a little while, but you eventually find yourself on the familiar road that you started on.
Okay, now we go to the left.
Turn smartly around, start following roads to the left. You find yourself deep in the warehouse areas of the slaughterhouse district. The scent here is amazing, especially if you've still got your helmet on.
Yep.
There's very few people wandering about this late at night, and all of them are carrying a torch and wearing a sword or something, long dagger.
And I'm sure all of them are staring at me.
Yeah, they stare as you pass by. eventually turn a corner and almost run into an ice cart coming the other way. And on top shouts, "Get out of the way, you damn fool!"
I'll move out of the way.
Cart begins to rumble past.
Would ask for directions, but I'm not gonna do that in this part of town.
Alrighty. Roll me a survival check.
Don't believe I have any points in it, but
Straight whiz, then.
Roll using the whiz and ease on down the road.
oh right, can't click on my token here.
Yes, your token on the map on the world map does not have your stats and macros. Okay.
Fulton is wise.
Yes, you managed to not make too many more full stars before you begin getting a decent mental map of the area and isolate the streets that you haven't wandered down, and you pass by a tavern. The lights are still on, and there is a really, really badly painted placard hanging over the door of a upside down, four-legged animal. It might be a rat with some wavy lines over it.
Right, looking for the door to his mansion. Which I'm not sure what it actually looks like.
It's just a sort of sparkling in the air, as though someone had cast what's that spell?
Greater summon cats?
No. Like glitter dust on a person. It creates a visible sparkling glow around the periphery.
It's actually completely invisible to people who aren't designated to go into it. But yeah.
Yep. So, yes, with the right address, you cast about a bit and do eventually find the aperture in midair.
Okay, let's enter and see if Lindell's anywhere inside.
The mansion seems to be abandoned, save the wandering servants.
Did you check the basement?
Besides the fact that he said not to, I don't have any desire to poke around the wizard magical house.
I know, you're looking for him, so I'm just curious.
Stay the fuck out of my study.
Yeah, there's the study straight down at the end of the hall. There's the kitchen on the side.
Since he could be, and that's one of them.
And the guest room's upstairs.
Well, I'll knock on the study door, but I'm not going in there.
You knock on the bead curtain. It rattles.
Yeah. Well, yeah. On the wall next to it then, but he's not in there, so.
No.
He's not here. Go away.
I'll wait at the closest room to the front door.
In the library?
If that's the closest room, yes.
Alrighty.
He's bound to show up back here eventually.
You set up camp in the library. Okay.
Yes, he pulls out his tent.
Yep, pulls out the tent. There's a bed next door, but screw that. But seriously, don't go to sleep.
Pull out the bedroll, set it on fire, use it for light.
Yep. And there's an emergency weapon in case you get attacked.
So, Lindahl is taking a nap, although he should be waking up soon. Fulton is sitting down in the library to wait for Lindahl. Garazin and Shinalar are whiling the night away with a set of horseshoes.
I will be keeping track of time, by the way. This place is probably fancy enough to have a water clock. I don't know, but they probably at least have a fucking hourglass, so...
But there is a clock tower in the city. You can't see it from where you are, but if you're outdoors, you can hear it.
Okay, yeah, I'll just listen for it to chime 8 times before we get going.
And once a year it opens and you can get to the top.
Well,
Where is the clock tower anyway? I don't see it listed on the
That is
map.
correct.
Is
You
it just
don't know
really
where
small?
it is. Well, no, it is not notable enough for it to appear on this map.
Fair enough.
It's a tower with a clock on it.
And a skull hat. And a skull kid.
Wearing
That's what I was
pants.
going
Uh-huh. So, the night passes by slowly. Let me just double check something.
That's when Freddy attacks me in my dreams.
No, that's when the Inquisitor, dressed like Freddy, attacks you in your dreams.
So wait, Lindahl still took a nap after getting the sending saying don't sleep.
To prepare my spells.
Hmm.
Never been happier not to be a caster.
Technically speaking, I don't have to sleep to prepare spells.
You just gotta pray.
At the right time of day.
And
Or
not cast
after it.
anything for 8 hours beforehand.
Luckily, I only need to sleep 2 hours a night, but still.
Just need to look something up here.
And someday I will be the most powerful lich the world has ever seen.
For all of 8 seconds.
There we go. Okay. Garazan, Shinalar, and Fulton.
Yep.
6 a.m. is arriving.
Neat. Where's my tea?
Our... Your tea was delicious, and is by now cold if it was not all drunk.
I want more. But I'm impressed it's pretty good. It's hard to get good stone moss tea. Black moss, sorry.
If you three are insisting on staying awake, then I shall need a con check from each of you.
Fair enough.
You should have had my wake-up drink, the reverse latte. 1
Max,
shot
roll,
of
go!
milk, 8 shots of
Oh,
espresso.
boy.
Nothing amazing. If necessary, I can re-roll that, but I don't want to have to.
Okay. There we go. Shinalar, you're feeling quite fatigued, having been awake for a full day now, with no rest and lots of walking. Only mechanical effects of fatigued is can neither run nor charge, -2 to strength and dex, and doing anything now that would normally make you fatigued makes you become exhausted.
Fantastic.
Luckily, you're a spellcaster.
Ray of exhaustion.
Yeah, don't run into any of those.
Seriously.
Alrighty. Fulton, you're still feeling alert and awake and energetic.
Faith
Surge.
keeps you strong.
Yes. And
Does face
Garazan's
keep you strong?
okay.
Yeah, I've been worse.
Let's see here.
And she starts yawning a lot.
Lindahl. You have been awake for a little while now and probably had plenty of time to prepare your spells for the day.
Yeah, I gotta do that then. This is gonna take a minute.
Go ahead. And yes, Fulton, you've been waiting up for Lindahl for about 4 hours now.
He probably went to sleep anyway. Not Fulton, Lindahl. Just from how long he's been waiting now.
I just realized she, at any point, for no reason, can just have a giant pile of like kittens and just cuddle them just on demand, and I'm jealous of that.
What? That's how she goes to sleep every night.
I know, I'm jealous.
My map tool's flashed to me, but there's nothing there. But yeah, still just waiting for Lindahl. We'll
Alrighty.
peruse some of the books in the library.
Summoning devils. Well, alright then.
Yeah, sorry, spell prep takes a bit.
Yep.
Yeah,
No,
sure.
that's fine.
Yeah, and Razan Shinalar, you've had brewed several pots of tea by now. And yeah.
I'm trying to remember what it is that helps people stay awake. That's commonly used. It's not tobacco. That's for hunger. Alcohol doesn't help. It makes a person
Alcohol makes
sleep.
you tired.
Yeah, it was something that you'd eat in medieval times. And there's coffee, and there's one other thing, but I can't remember what it is.
Ginger. No.
No, I mean tea would help. It depends on what kind of teas they have. I guess I'll just inquire what kind of teas they carry, if they have any like ones that stand out to me as something that help me like stay awake. And I do have a survival skill, so I might know that.
Well, although the stone moss tea you've been drinking has no caffeine, they do have some elven black tea that is quite potent.
That'll do. I'll get a cup of that for me and she, and we'll down it together. I have rebraided my beard to look a bit more like I'm a relaxed noble than I am merely a, I guess the best term for it is worker.
Okay.
Well, skilled worker, at least in terms of how one does their beard. But anyway.
Yep.
So yeah, yay for black root tea. Probably tastes like ass. Yeah, I'll swig this stuff just to spike the morning and get she to stop looking like she's about to fall over and die.
But
Probably the best.
sleepy.
You never pulled an all-nighter before?
Several. Just been a long day.
Nah, there's a bit of walking and moving and all that noise. Well, some, I just realized I have nothing to say to you at all. I don't know anything about you. I just know your bloody name. You didn't even tell us.
Not
what you
even
do.
that.
Yeah, I could debate how well he knows her name.
You could. So what do you know? What do you do for fun besides entertain yourself by beating me at games you shouldn't be able to beat me at? No idea how you beat me at backgammon. I think we were playing backgammon, right?
I suppose. We were doing something.
Hmm. So how did you become a summoner? How does one do that? Is that a destiny thing, or did you just say, you know what, I want to pull things out of a hat?
I have a certain knack for it.
So it is like, what's the word I'm looking for? Another word in dwarven. Hold on. It's like a wizard, but they don't have to study. Sorceress, I think.
Damn it.
Funny guy. Alright, so you're like a sorceress then. So you just can, just can kind of thing.
That's how it works for me. I can't speak for others.
Fair enough. Just means that you can't teach anyone what you do. It's weird. Speaking of weird, Street of 1,000 Gods. I don't have like a. They have a street. It's called the Street of 1,000 Gods. I get that, but then number one, there's no way there's even like 100 gods on that road. Two, the only thing I've been seeing so far is a very small population of dwarves, a lot of humans, and I don't even think I've seen the elves yet. Why would they have that many gods? You only get a Street of 1,000 Gods when there's this decent population of more than 2 races. I haven't seen the elves. I'm looking in the wrong spots, but
Suppose some could be due to travelers and trade.
No, but you don't set up like a. If you were going to set up like just random shrines for their sake, you'd put it on the main roads, the main trade fairs, not off in the fucking corner.
You do have a point.
It's just weird. They have a whole road dedicated to rather large number of gods for folk that aren't here. I mean, I get why they'd have a dwarven, section and a human section, but I don't see any elves or gnomes or halflings or even half-orcs or anything in between, or at least not enough numbers to need a whole bloody fucking street to their name. Because I'm pretty sure I saw a freaking temple to the, creeper god humans don't like, and well, they have it, but it was, assassin god or something. Yeah, there's a temple to that, just plonk right there. Who has that? Why would you have that? Why would you have a temple to that? What necessitates having that?
Perhaps they're afraid if they do not value all the gods equally, there might be retribution.
They do live awful close to the Scarred Neck, I suppose, but isn't that like enticing half the creatures to come here? I mean, if you have a temple dedicated to an evil god, the evil god's gonna go, oh, look, these ass clowns haven't been worshiping me right. I'm just gonna send the local, I don't know, kraken to eat them.
Awful far inland for a kraken.
I don't believe a kraken could make it here.
Okay, there we go. Sorry about the wait, folks.
Well, right. with a river as wide as the Ongi, it could certainly take a crack at it. Anyways.
That's when this turns into The Witcher 2.
Okay, Lindahl. You've been awake for a few hours, gone through your spell preparation rituals. If I remember right, you said you were going to, toss the whole warehouse, search it.
Yep, I'm going to become invisible and have me and my servant start going through things.
Okay. Do you plan on leaving things the way you find them, or just willy-nilly?
Yeah, I'll leave things the way I find them. We'll do this methodically.
Okay. Let's see here.
At least until someone shows up.
Yep. So yeah, this warehouse has a lot of different things in it. There's the cages of live chickens waiting to be transported to somewhere else. There's the various flats of stacked pottery waiting to go to market. There's piles of building material. There's bags of there's not bags of bagged blocks of salt for shipping to lands where that's a little harder to get. Booze here and there. There's also a healthy supply, like maybe a dozen or two, empty coffins already made. There's some bricks and let's see here, anything else of note? Okay, so could I get you to make a trio of perception checks for me to cover a search check? Okay. Well, you managed to go through most of the place. There's not terribly much you find in the bulk of the warehouse, but there is a segregated off section, like a sort of shed inside the place that is closed with a padlock. You can see through the bars that it just seems to be some various crates inside marked with crests, actually, like some sort of noble seals or something. But there's not too much of note inside there that you see from outside it.
There's no reason not to take a look. Poof. I laugh at padlocks.
Mm-hmm.
I think all wizards laugh at padlocks.
But yeah, there's some very ornate barrels of probably something alcoholic in one corner, and a couple sets of boxes labeled with royal seals.
That looks like exactly the kind of thing I want to look at. Anything in these boxes?
They are closed. They're crate-like boxes. You shall need to pry them open to discover the contents, or bust them open.
I could give them a scorching ray.
This will leave no evidence whatsoever. Boof.
Teleport inside the box. No. Well, I did prep mad monkeys. I think the monkeys could pry it open.
They are monkeys.
Go, my minions, pry open these boxes.
Oh dear. All right, let's see here. A monkey swarm. More coordinated than a typical swarm, of course. All right, let's see here. A swarm of tiny monkeys would net us probably about... Alrighty, let's... All right. The monkeys fan out over the room and begin tossing crates about, smashing them open, and once they discover those barrels of booze, they crack one open, and they all end up passing out on the strong liquids within.
Drunk monkeys.
Drunk monkeys.
The crates with royal seals. There's two sets of them. The ones with a sort of green crescent seal on it. Those appear to have been filled with nothing but empty straw. And the other set is filled with crossbows and ammunition. Therefore,
That was totally worth the use of mad monkeys. Okay, monkeys, now put everything back together. Now put everything back together.
Start hurling feces at you.
No, that's fine. I'm going to I'm just gonna teleport back out of this room then.
Okay.
Walk over to the door, teleport out.
After a couple minutes, the monkeys disappear into thin air, leaving nothing but the stain of booze on the floor, the broken boxes, and a couple crossbows that had been fired into nearby walls once they discovered the triggers.
Oh well, I guess there's nothing of note here, so I'm going to go back to the table, float above it, and wait for someone to show up. Because I'm sure somebody will soon.
It does not take too much longer, actually. Before you hear someone fumbling with a lock and muttering to themselves, and the front door to the warehouse, the main entrance, just big enough that you could back a cart up halfway through it and be able to unload stuff from it, under the cover of the building's roof. Someone opens up that door and scratches their head, looks around briefly, and makes their way into the front office.
I'll just watch him for right now.
Right. He's a middle-aged man in fairly poor clothing. Looks like he might be be a foreman, or definitely not the owner of this place or anything, but definitely manages the men. Anyway, he goes in that door and starts shouting about the papers strewn everywhere and the scorch marks on the wall and floors.
I'm going to cast Greater Invisibility so that my and continue watching.
Okay. He comes back out of that.
Never mind, I forgot to prepare it. It's all fine.
Okay. He comes back out of the front office, looking about, and checks the door again, making sure the lock was still solid. Steps outside, closes the front door again. You can hear him shouting to people outside.
Can I hear what he's saying?
Make me a perception. Breaking. Find the guards.
Well, that's not good. I'm going to go to the door and teleport out of the building, and I'm going to keep on this guy because he seems important.
Okay. You see the foreman there. He apparently had arrived with a small cart that's got some tartan tarps thrown over it, but seems to be empty. They probably was here to pick up a bunch of stuff. And there was a man. Yeah, there's a man running away, headed down the street, and another man still sitting on the bench of the cart, who's looking confused, but otherwise is keeping the single horse under control. They're shouting between each other. Doesn't look like any. Can't see anything about who'd have broke in. Gotta check the other doors. You stay here. Keep an eye on the front. Probably not coming back, but We don't want anyone breaking in and stealing stuff now that the front door is opened. Oh. And, if Jones gets back, tell him to head over to tell him to head to Rawson's home. See if he's there. He's supposed to be here all night working.
Okay, I'm going to stay close to the foreman and wait for him to get alone and watch for an opportunity to interrogate him next.
All right. You note that the sky is beginning to come bright with morning light, but it's not really only ambient light is getting down into the streets right now. He paces back and forth in front of the warehouse here, looking up towards the roof, and you see that there are some shuttered windows up there that you couldn't see from inside so easily. And he starts heading around the other side of the building, between the warehouse and the next building over. Looks like there's a small alley that goes around this warehouse and behind the festering rat.
You know what? I'm going to. I'd like to have this guy in my own environment so I can interrogate him. I'm going to go. I'm going to go up to one of those windows where I can hide behind when I become visible.
Beg pardon?
The shuttered windows at the top. I'm going to go up there and duck inside them, so when I become visible, I'm behind them, just so that nobody else sees me other than this guy.
Okay, I mean they're closed shutters that are like 18 feet off the ground, right under the eaves of the roof.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly up there, open one of them, and duck inside.
Already? Have you expended a fly spell today?
Oh no, I haven't yet.
Okay.
Which I would have prepared instead of that confusion. I forgot I needed to prepare it. Derp. My character's not that stupid, so.
Mr. Brooks, you are not. There we go. Okay. You drift up to the windows and manage to force a set of shutters open without making too much noise, and you're inside, up near the ceiling of the warehouse, just above the rafters. Which is probably why you couldn't see it so easy from inside.
Okay, good. Now from here, since we're in an alley and he can't be seen by anybody as far as I know right now, right?
Around the alley side, yes, you're just inside the building. Up above him, he's heading down the alley towards the back of the festering rat.
Okay,
Yep.
good. Okay, good. I want to take this guy back to my place where I can interrogate him properly.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to use polymorph any object to turn him into a vase.
Okay. Close range.
I'm just gonna need to look up what the fort save is.
Yep. All right. You are not turning him into the same kingdom.
It's DC's 31 for his fort save.
Okay. Yeah, there is nothing in common there, so this is not going to last more than 20 minutes if it
That's-
succeeds.
That's fine. I'm right by my place. I grab them. I go back. I lock them up.
Okay.
Come on. Amazing. Okay, so I'm going to fly down, grab that vase, and quickly fly back to my magnificent mansion and lock him up in one of the rooms upstairs.
Hold on just a moment. I need to check something. Damaging objects. That seems a absolutely cruel omission that clay is not included in the substance hardness table.
That is a little odd.
All right. Well, clay is definitely a bit stronger than ice of the same thickness, I'd say. You grab the slightly cracked vase that fell a foot to the ground and head for the entrance to your magnificent mansion.
I should probably become invisible after I grab him again. Okay, so, yeah.
You come in the door and pass right past Fulton, who is waiting for you inside the library there. Fulton, Lindahl comes in the door carrying a slightly shabby vase.
Does he turn invisible when he enters his mansion?
Oh dear. Lindahl, stealth check. Okay, and Fulton, what is your perception? Go figure. Was still going to apply a small penalty to Lindahl for not expecting to sneak quietly past, but okay. Fulton, you hear footsteps in the entryway.
If you are not the owner of this mansion, you should expect a blade.
I become visible.
Lindahl is there holding a somewhat cruddy vase.
Morning? Why do you have a vase?
I need to lock this man up so I can interrogate him. I shall speak to
That's
you
a
shortly.
vase. I'm not sure what kind of insano pills you forgot to take, but that's a vase, sir.
I will assume you have performed some sort of magic.
It's what I do.
We'll assume you have performed some magic, he says, standing in the mage's magnificent mansion.
Yes.
We're definitely long past what trickery is this. Okay, carry on.
Go to the unseen upstairs where I have a room that locks and has bars, and throw him in there and wait for him to become human again.
I'll follow him up there. Why did you turn a man into a vase?
So I could interrogate him in private.
Wouldn't it have been simpler to just knock him out?
Simpler, maybe. Less fun.
Why are you interrogating him?
I need information so we can get in good with the cult.
Ah, so he's related.
I suggest you wait downstairs. This could get messy.
Alright, it's his mansion, so Fulton will go back downstairs.
Alrighty. Let's see here. All right. After about a little short of 20 minutes later, the vase shifts, contorts, stretches, and changes color, and turns into a man who is clutching his badly broken leg. What? Where am I? What the devil are you?
I'm Batman.
I'm
Sorry,
Batman.
Sorry, had to.
Apparently everyone did.
Well, I had to do the actual Batman voice.
I can't do it right now. I'm kind of sick.
Never mind who I am. The real question is, are you going to be more helpful than your bookkeeper was?
Oh, okay, that's not intimidating at all.
Bookkeeper? Who the hell? Wait. You're the one who broke in. What have you done with Rassam?
Oh, nothing too horrible, I assure you. I'm sure he's really enjoying the place where he is.
Horrible my ass. A minute ago I was halfway between pushing up flowers and carrying them.
Well, your fate really depends on how much more helpful you are. What do you know about the fire that took place at the warehouse last year?
Fire? Fire? Nothing. After the place burned down, we were looking for someone to build a new place in the stead. And Rassam bought the land. I used to run another warehouse for him. So he hired me on.
Okay, let me rephrase this. What do you know about the man who started the fire in the warehouse last year?
Just what everybody knows. Some wizard got in a bit of a tiff, or mage or sorcerer. I don't know. Someone who sends sparks flying from his fingers just for the fuck of it. He set fire to the district, chasing down somebody, and then he just disappeared, fart in the wind. Well, it sounds truthful, if particularly sketchy and lacking of real detail. Then again, it's probable this guy, if he is as poor as he looks, probably only heard about the events third hand.
If that's all there is to this, why was your bookkeeper so reluctant to give me any information about this man?
It's not my bookkeeper, he's my boss. Rassam hired me to work there. He used to run another warehouse for him. It's just business.
I see. You may want to seek new employment.
He seems panicked and confused.
Do you know anybody who he consorts with who would have the same access to information he does?
What, other accountants?
Sure.
Well, there's the Numberists Guild up in the Marble Quarter. There's the guys he plays cards with on Tuesday
Okay.
nights.
That sounds good. I fetch a piece of paper, hand it to him. Names, addresses, write them.
Don't know. Don't know many of them personally. Just know that's what he gets up to on Tuesdays.
Names, addresses, any of them you know, write them.
All right. Okay, he scritches down on the paper.
Probably the most terrified guy in this city right now.
Oh, you know, I did have overland flight prepared. I'm stupid. I enjoy two other guys. How should I know?
Well.
He writes that out all on the paper as best as he can. He looks like he's literate, but doesn't get much practice at it, and pushes the paper back over to you.
Thank you. I use prestidigitation to make him smell like rum, so no one will believe his story.
Mm-hmm.
And then I revoke his designation as somebody who can be in my mansion. Get out.
So he just goes poof.
He gets dumped out the door. Yeah.
Out on the street, in front of the festering rat, a man smelling of rum falls on the pavement.
Not unusual in the least.
It's only the real difference is which door he came out of.
Well, that was fun. It looks like I have some other people to investigate now. I will go down and speak with Fulton, see what he wanted.
Well, Winland comes downstairs.
Fulton, there was some panicked shouting upstairs, but no screams of terror or pain or anything.
That's a good sign, I suppose. I mean, panic shouting is bad, but there's a lot of people that are just afraid of wizards.
I didn't do anything for his leg.
Uh-huh. You told me you threw the vase in there, so I rolled the falling damage. He'd taken a total of 4 while he was in vase form, and
That's
vase
amazing.
only had 6 HP. Lucky I
Poor
didn't
guy
roll a
got-
6.
Poor guy got dumped out of out of my mansion with that broken leg.
Pow! Come on!
Okay, I will be back in just a
Peasants.
minute. And when I get back, I have events for Garazan and Shinalar.
Fun.
Back in a minute.
We will converse amongst ourselves.
No.
We will converse with sign language amongst ourselves.
She does know that.
I think Lord Nertos looks like a good guy to go after next.
You're going after a lord?
No repercussions.
I go after whoever I want.
How are these men related?
He plays cards with them.
With who?
With the guy I just murdered.
I'm gonna assume you don't actually say that.
Oh, I didn't think we were talking in character.
Yeah, I'm mostly just wondering if we should while, GM is gone.
It's usually considered inappropriate to talk in character without the GM.
Yeah, I'm just, I'm walking on
that guy I-
sunshine.
That guy I totally murdered last night that I said I wouldn't tell you about because I was pretty sure you'd go on a murderous rampage and stab me.
Is it a rampage if it's only one person?
Are we
Suppose I
talking
could-
about what he did or what I did?
I suppose I could kill you and then, resurrect you and then kill you again.
Repeat ad nauseum for all eternity, yes.
Oh, thanks, Ball.
And somehow the drow is the least violent person in the party.
Gorbatin is perfectly non-violent. He just was pushed into a scenario where his only choice was violence.
Salsa.
It's always his only choice. Let's put it this way. Had they been dwarves, they'd been fine.
I don't think so, actually.
Hey, that +2 to con makes a big difference.
Dwarves at the same level, I think you would have turned them into salsa just as easily.
Nah.
Yeah, I think going after Lord Nertos sounds like fun, mostly because he's the only one I have an actual address for.
You have the guild, but yeah, it's not really people.
Yeah, well, a high-level guy he plays cards with every Tuesday, I'm sure he knows everything.
Yeah. Also, the numberist guild is totally just accountants.
Yeah, I don't really feel like busting in the accountant's doors.
Break the calculators, then they'll tell you something.
I have your adding machine. If you don't tell me what I want to know, it gets it.
Or, they break it and they go on into Hulk mode and rage.
I'm more concerned about the door being kicked down and them coming in with a SWAT squad to arrest us for some perceived slight.
As for Fulton, just gets off because he's, a cleric. And then they bring up the charges, like, oh, okay, yeah, take him away.
It's nice to know you have my back even when things are down to the wire.
Well, it's nice for Raslam to plane shift away for me.
He totally did that willingly.
Oh yeah.
He was just being a really helpful guy.
Yeah, he just didn't want me to get in trouble.
Who would want you to get in trouble?
Alrighty.
Spray you with rum so no one believes your story.
I was kidnapped by a wizard. He turned me into a vase. And then I broke my leg because he threw me while I was a vase, and I don't know what to do.
Well, what was it like being a Oz? That's
Yeah,
a start.
sure he did, Rummy.
You broke your leg trying to do that one backflip you did once on accident, didn't you?
No, really, he threw me into a vase. It was weird. I couldn't see anything, and I felt like I was hollow.
You did not get turned to a vase by some you know what, actually, that sounds really believable the more I think it. Like, the more I think about the realm they live in, that is totally something that could happen to someone.
For some reason, the only thought going through my head was, oh no, not again.
You need to turn the next person you kidnap into a whale.
Lol.
Whales are a lot less portable.
They are a lot. They are very hard to port around.
Although
Just
if
cast permanency and throw them in the ocean.
although if you want real fun, find a wizard who has a parrot familiar that he has on his shoulder and turn the parrot into a whale on his shoulder.
Or just, turn his hat into a whale.
You've been whaled.
No, his hat's an attended object.
Mhm.
It's better to just turn him into something if you're going to target something that's an attended object of his.
Meanwhile,
Just throw a rock at him and turn into a whale in the air.
Meanwhile, at the Ugly Pony, the night staff gets relieved, and you guys notice that it's the owner of the place who greeted you the other day, who's taking over the bar in the tavern room. He notices that you two are, well, you've probably given up on horseshoes by now, but you're still awake and downstairs, right?
Yeah, we probably finished our black root tea and are back to the rock moss tea, and likely either playing cards or checkers. Those things are pretty common to just have in these days.
And no matter what it is, Gorazin is losing.
Yeah, probably.
Even though she's half asleep.
Yeah, he's like, I'm losing all the time. I'm never going to whatever our equivalent of Vegas is.
So the owner wanders over to you. Good morrow.
Tomorrow.
Morning.
Have you been up to your room?
No.
Yeah, I'd said you've been here the whole night.
We're actually waiting on some friends, as a matter of fact of the matter. They're just apparently taking a while. We're willing to wait.
All right. There was a letter arrived for you late last night. I just had the boy slip it under your door.
Oh, well, all right, then give me a moment. I'll go fetch it. Do you know who brought the letter? Just some messenger, I presume?
Just one of the runners, yeah.
Yeah. All right, give me a moment. I go upstairs, fetch the letter, open it.
Step inside the room, looks as you left it. There is a envelope sitting on the floor.
Pick it up, open it, read.
You unfold the paper, turn it over twice. It appears to be blank.
I flip it over a couple times, I sniff it. Why would they send me a blank piece of paper? Oi, she!
Huh?
Why? Can you magic look at this, if you would?
Are you calling her upstairs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Woo!
Oh boy. No, she'll slowly go upstairs, tired.
Yawning.
Yep.
I gave her
Not
some black
happy.
root tea. She should be at least a little more awake.
Maybe.
Apparently that stuff
I'll-
kicks like a mule.
I'll check on that while you...
I sense a half-drow, half-dwarf baby in the future.
No!
Oh, God.
Dear God.
Actually,
doesn't-
1/4
no.
drow, but yeah.
That's a good way to get hated by everyone.
No! No. Half dwarfs can't exist. They're a myth. So once she is
you'll see
upstairs,
one.
once she is upstairs, I'll pass her the note and go, "This thing magical or something?" Nothing written on it.
It appears to be a rough, blank piece of paper.
I'm asking you to text magic on it, please.
Yes. We gotta get back to the other page.
It is still a cantrip for you, isn't it?
Indeed.
You don't need to worry about casting it too much.
Detect magic, 3rd level spell. Oh,
I
okay.
know what effort prepares it.
There is a lingering aura here, but there was a spell here, but there isn't anymore. Like, you're not sure though whether it's an expended scroll or if it's or if it had been carrying some sort of magic.
Or it was time delayed and you missed it because you weren't there.
Entirely possible.
Yeah.
Corbin just kind of shrugs,
I'm not sure what this was.
Well, if it was something designed to erase itself after a certain amount of time, that's a really poor defense. Why can't they just have it erase itself after it's been read? It's a lot more convenient. Well, we can't do anything about it, and the piece of paper is effectively useless to us, so unless you got some magic to tell me what it once said, maybe, I got nothing.
If the spell was still here, you could spellcraft it up, but sadly, all
Right.
you're looking at is the scraps of energy that was tied to the paper.
I'm afraid we've missed our chance.
Shame. But if they want me to know the information that badly, they'll figure out that I haven't figured it out and send another. Right, well, we'll just take that piece of paper, and fold it up, put it back in the envelope, and go. Actually, I'm going to test something first. I'm going to take this piece of paper, and I'm going to test it first in the sunlight to see if that reveals anything. And then I'm going to hold it over, not in a fire, but over one to see if it reveals anything. Then I'm going to get it slightly wet and see if that reveals anything. And if none of those work, then I'm just going to burn it and forget about it.
You get it lit upon, warm, and then damp.
Useless piece of paper. In the fire you go.
In the fire it goes.
Yeah, along with the envelope, because
Oh,
I'm gonna look in the. I might as well look in the envelope before I do that, but I doubt it says anything.
There's nothing inside the envelope, and although it had a wax seal, it didn't have any kind of signet or anything on it. Just a plain circus stamp.
So everyone sent this to us was being awful careful, I suppose. In the fire.
In the fire.
Alright, well, that's that, I suppose. Dust my hands off. Guess we go back, what time be it?
It is. It's going to be 7 o'clock in not too long.
We're gonna wait till 8 before we move off to, well, let's see, how long does it take to get to the Street of the Thousand Gods from here?
Oh, at a reasonable walking pace, it shouldn't take you more than 25-ish minutes.
Right, we'll leave at 8 sharp, I suppose. So back down to our game of checkers. I believe I was supposed to get queened, right? It's queening, right? It's not princessing.
Sure, why
It's
not?
duking.
Now, duking is when I punch you in the face. So we go downstairs and start playing checkers again. I mean, I can't do anything about the letter.
All right.
I might ask him, like, did he have any idea who sent us the letter? But I doubt it.
The owner says it was just one of the city runners. You know, give them a silver piece and they'll carry anything they can carry under their arm from one place to another.
Yeah, there's no way of tracing that at all. Right then, back to checkers. Queen me.
Oh, I guess if you haven't slept, no need to send the maids through your room.
It is fine. Don't bother.
Right up. In that case, breakfast will be not too long.
Sounds lovely. Make sure you put extra bacon and sausage for me. And possibly some more of that black root stuff for my companion here. She's looking a bit woozy.
Sausage is out of season.
So
we have some delicious fried potato, though.
That'll work. Extra helping at that, and don't skimp on the bacon. I'll know if you skimp on the bacon.
Bacon's out of season, same reason, sir.
Our pig...
They both come from pig.
I know, but... How is pig out of season? It's not a fruit. Do you grow pigs on trees? If you do, I'd like to see this tree.
Get some ham.
It's the Baron's import restrictions.
He's restricting pork.
Well, we have to make do with either what the farms can afford to send us or what comes up the river. And right now, nope. The meats of the city this month are small fowl.
I apologize. Meats of the city, so they... I'm completely confused on this now. You're saying that you only get what meat to work with from either what comes up the river or what the farms give you, right?
Aye.
So what stops any of these places from getting you bacon exactly?
Well, you can't buy bacon if the farmers aren't selling their pigs, and the farmers don't sell their pigs at this time of year, so...
But if one did, he'd make an incredibly large profit.
Well, I'm not saying they don't sell to the people in the marble quarter, but the rest of us in the city have to make do.
Here's a great load of bullocks. Fine, small birds, you said, right?
Bulls next month.
But birds this month, eh?
I'd like some delicious canary, please.
So they can, if you lot know how to fry your chickens, I'll be taking some of that.
Yep, on its way.
So stereotypical. We all know all dwarves like fried chicken.
Shut the hell up.
Alton,
There's any watermelon.
Lindahl, are you two in pair or parcel going anywhere in the next few hours?
Well, I was going to talk to him first and see what's going on, since he seems so intent on seeing me. So then we'll figure out what we're doing after that.
Alrighty. Proceed.
So what did you require from me?
Mostly just made sure that we were going to stick together. After all, it's not the safest place in this city. Else, you got the sending about Horizon's problem, I know, but...
I replied.
Yes. I still cannot believe you decided to break into the prison. In any case, who was that you were interrogating and turned into a boss?
There was a man last night who I spoke to who claimed to not have any information, so I just decided to speak to one of his other men as well to back up his claims.
Okay. And I'll assume they're related to... it's jovial flesh, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
There was a lead that led me to believe that, yes.
Then what's next on this lead that you found?
Sorry, I didn't quite hear that.
Then what's next on this lead that you found?
Well, that man has given me a list of names of people who may know something. Most interesting on them is a Lord Nertos.
A lord?
Yes, I figured I would go see what he knows next.
Yes. Depending on how many lords there are in this city, that may mean jovial flesh goes quite high up in the hierarchy.
Diabolists tend to. It's what selling your soul to a devil can get you.
Had a good blade in your chest.
And really, really poor health benefits. No one knows why.
Demons don't need dental.
Sure they do. Have you seen their teeth?
Seriously, man.
They don't care.
This sort of thing they have to put in their mouths when they're finding adventurers? I mean, come on.
You know how much a demon's retainer costs?
This would be made of, like, non-melting materials. That shit's expensive.
I was going to say about what any butler gets paid.
Lol.
Oh, so I will be on my way to investigate this lead. Where will you be?
Preferably somewhere nearby. I need to find some way of disguising myself. My vestments are not suitable for this area of the city. Where is this lord?
I have been given an address for him in Harvin Road in the Marble Quarter.
My vestments may be suitable there, but I have to find a reason to be nearby. On the map, which area is the Marble Quarter?
The one that says Marble Quarter.
Ah.
It's the one with all the holes where kids are playing marbles.
And some of them are playing marbles with quarters.
No, they play marbles for quarters.
Yeah, that makes much more sense. I can either change into my vestments and be nearby, or glamour my armor to look different. Depending on if any mercenaries.
If you want, I
see
can
in
make
the
you
area.
a human permanently.
I believe I'll pass on that for the moment.
You could be a drow.
Why would I want to be a drow?
Because you can.
I'd rather not be hated on sight more than I already am.
Yeah, I didn't take Disguise Other or anything, sorry. I was looking to see if I did.
Okay, then Fulton is going to go off for a minute and get his vestments on over the armor. Which does make it look very bulky, but they're robes, so...
Yeah, most of my spells seem to be focused on torturing people, sorry.
How unusual.
Sure, there's no reason for this whatsoever other than poor planning.
Let me, I keep trying to click on the token on the map to go to Spell Manager.
The great thing is as broken and mean as the crap I'm doing is, there's a lot worse things any mage could do.
Mm-hmm.
Creative uses of the wish spell come to mind.
I was going to drown him in cats.
That's odd. I know I prepared status, but now it's not in here. There's an empty spell slot, though, so I guess I'll just prepare it in that. Right now.
Alrighty.
Preparing status, because that is a very useful spell for this.
Yes.
Doo-doo. And now I will cast it on Lindal.
Alrighty.
I don't know if I want the lawful good cleric knowing what I'm up to.
It doesn't tell me what you're doing.
Just the statuses and the direction and distance to you.
I
But If you
The Lord
leave
must have
this,
disappeared for some other reason after I left him.
if you leave this plane, then the spell ends. Or if you die, but I don't think there's as much utility to that.
Well, that's
No.
redundant. If you die, you leave the plane.
Technically true, I suppose.
I think what they mean is even if you do die, you don't keep an idea of the status of the body.
Is he not dead anymore? No, he's still dead.
And cold.
Does that mean if the status stops if he sneezes?
No.
Since his heart stops?
No.
Doesn't stop.
Also, the heart doesn't. It gives an extra beat, but it doesn't stop.
Well, in any case, Fulton is now in his clerical robes over the armor and has cast status on the null.
Alrighty.
My heart only skips a beat when I think about torturing people.
Uh-huh.
You should get that
We
checked out.
know. We know.
And then showing the video to my friends at work and having them laugh their asses off.
So, whence are you headed?
I guess I'm going off to the Marble Quarter.
And I am following. Though
You know, it's
not
one
too
thing
closely.
to kill and torture random schlubs on a random street in the poor part of town, but if you start pissing off people who have money, you might get in trouble.
That's why I have several identities.
Sure, fair enough.
And Fulton will not be wearing his helmet for future notice.
Okay. So, half-orc in robes, but otherwise apparently incognito. Could you make a disguise check to cover up your armor reasonably well?
Huh, I actually have a decent roll for that. I just don't have any points in it. Yeah, +5 isn't actually that decent, but whatever.
I shall go incognito. Cut to him wearing a ninja outfit.
Yeah.
Okay.
But to be fair, he's not really trying to hide the armor, it just has it all over it.
Lindal, you, looking over Fulton's disguise, you suspect anyone could see through it if they are possessed of 2 eyes.
Don't worry, I will gouge out one of everyone's eyes.
Work out perfectly.
Yay.
An eye for an eye makes the whole world. Who are you?
So,
Not to help with your disguise, just because I need them.
They make excellent potion material.
the Marble Quarter is one of the few parts of the city, other than the district immediately around the castle, that is rich enough to actually have signs at every street corner. So while you do have to ask directions for the general direction of Harvan Road, it is very easy to find once you're in that direction.
Once we're able to see Harvan Road, I'll go looking for an inn or any place nearby, really. Just anywhere I can stand without looking suspicious.
And I'll just become invisible and look for my target's home. Although this place is probably rich enough, they probably have true seeing guards.
Yeah, something to be cautious about.
Yeah, that's my point. It's like, you can't just fuck around.
All right.
So I should also pull out my cardboard box from my robe.
Yes.
Let's see here. There is a stay house in the area. It is not the Ugly Pony 45. It is.
There are 45 ugly ponies in the city. Pick one.
He's a
Not a
franchise. They're a franchise. That's nice. They're like Best Western.
This one is the. Where did I write that?
The unattractive horse.
No. We've got an ugly pony in town.
The reindeer.
Ah, here we go. You find an inn with a placard over the door that it seems to be an anthropomorphized dog kneeling.
Huh. Does that mean anything?
Well, there's no name written on the sign.
Okay, I'll go inside.
And inside, the man at the counter inside asked if you're looking for a room or just heading in for a meal.
A meal would be lovely.
Ah, great. The dining room's just over there. And you can see that written above the doorway. It is this place is apparently the Repentant Hound.
Thank you, sir. And I'll head to the dining room.
This place has a slightly better menu than the Festering Rat. Yeah, it lists several different things, but about half of them are crossed out at the moment. Nevertheless, you could definitely get yourself a nice big bowl of stew.
Yeah, stew's fine. Haven't eaten anything in a while. Don't really need to, but food's good. So is there anyone to... Okay, well there's that.
There's a couple other people in here. There's even one gentleman who seems to be he's dressed like the clergy, but with the high backs of these chairs, you can't see what symbology might be on the back of his robe. Doesn't have anything on the front. And there's a couple other people about, just all looking reasonably middle upper class.
Right. Well, for now, I'm gonna eat the stew slowly. You know, trying to draw attention to myself in any way. Besides being a half-orc.
That guy's
Alrighty.
eating his stew too slow. Let's get him.
Linda,
He has no manners. Go for the throat.
you find yourself on Harvan Road. It seems to be mostly mid-sized townhouses down this relatively straight street. It's not too long either. Only a couple 100 feet long. And yes, this area there are actually numbers painted above every door.
That's convenient.
No names, however, and no letterboxes either.
How will I feed him my troll comments? Well, he is a lord, so the nicest house is probably his.
Possibly.
A nice theory, but it doesn't seem to pan out. Most of these houses are fairly similar. They're reasonably large. It seems like they're all 2-story. They're all reasonably well decorated, well dressed. They're all well painted.
Okay, go somewhere where I can become visible without causing a panic.
roll me a perception. There's no convenient alleys around, but you do spot a bend of the road where you're only visible from a couple windows and don't see anyone about.
Okay. I'll go there, become visible, and then I will put on the charm. I'll walk up to a random house and knock on the door.
After a few moments, a maid answers the door. "Oh, yes, sir."
Hi there, madam. I have some business with a Lord Nertos who's supposed to live around here somewhere. Do you happen to know which house he's in? I seem to have gotten turned around, and the address on this note isn't legible.
The Nettis family, just down there on Harvin Road. Pray tell, which number was it again? There we go. House 23.
Thank you, madam. You've been most helpful. Have yourself a great day.
Good day, sir.
Go back to that alleyway, become invisible, and make my way to house 23.
House 23 does not seem any more assuming than the rest of the ones along the road.
Okay, well, he probably just doesn't want to stand out. Either that or everyone around here is a lord. So I will land, just in case he has some sort of aerial defense or things that can see me, and I'll land in the back and try to sneak my way towards the house.
In the back?
Yes.
Behind the house, it basically backs right onto the house on the next street over.
Well, that's annoying. I guess I'll land at the side of the house and try to sneak my way over to a window.
Okay. I can just need to token. I keep using the one on loot and inventory. I'm just using a token to keep track of where you are. Alrighty. You spy a window that looks in on a child's bedroom.
Well, you're not creepy at all.
And you're
Ooh.
only basically spying this through a gap in the curtains.
I'm just going to look around and see if anyone's in there.
Does not seem so at the moment.
Okay, well, in that case, at least I can see into this room, and I know this opens in, and I know that goes into the house, so in I go.
That is a small child's room. You only know it as a child's room from the size of the clothing laid out on the dresser.
Well, even I think creeping around in a kid's room is wrong, so I'm going to get the hell out of here.
Oh, thank God you have at least those morals.
The door into the door out is to the east, west.
Okay, I'll go into the hallway, and I'm going to look around the place and see if I can find anybody.
Opening the door through in, or continuing to show off?
Oh yeah, I'll use teleportation. I don't want to give away the fact that I'm here by opening doors.
Okay.
Plus, it's not like I'm ever in danger of running out of that.
Yeah, that's gonna take a while.
Just teleport across the continent.
I think the continent is more than 545 feet.
You'd run out.
That's what
And-
greater teleport's for.
Wouldn't even make it 200 yard. You find yourself in a hallway between several rooms. There's a little nook that goes to the front door at one side of you. A small fireplace currently out to the right beside you. Two more doors that leave this hallway to the east and to the northeast and the west, and also an open door from which you can hear people pleasantly talking, clinking of dishes.
I'm just going to do a perception to see if I can hear anyone in the house other than those people.
Okay. If there is, they're not moving about or talking loudly.
Okay, I will.
You don't see any stairs to a second story from here.
Okay, I'll go towards those voices and listen in on their conversation.
It appears that the family is currently sitting to breakfast. There's a pair of children coming up to probably about 9 and 12 years old. Both boys. A middle-aged man with some decent sideburns, and a woman who looks to be about the right age and disposition to be his wife. They're having breakfast.
I'm going to peer around the corner, creepily watching them have breakfast like a movie villain. Soon I will have my information, Lord Middle-Aged Balding Man.
The room looks like a perfectly mundane small kitchen. There is a fire stove in one corner, but it's currently just hot coals.
I cast Rift of Ruin into the room. No.
Mm-hmm.
Take that, children who don't have a save that will get them away from it. Next week on Lindahl Murders Children.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Next week
No,
on
no,
Lindahl
no.
Murders Everyone.
No, that's
No,
Machete.
I'm going to, well, it's pretty obvious that the dude is the dude I'm here to see, so I'm going to eavesdrop on their conversation, see if they give away any information, and otherwise just watch him until he gives me information, or I can interrogate him for information.
Hi, hon. Did I mention how much I love you and enjoy having my organs on the inside? I know, dear. I really hope we don't get blasted to hell by some crazy wizard today. After all, we did just decide not to invest in life insurance for our children.
Oh no, Rift of Ruin's opening up.
Anyways, no, they just seem to be talking over what the children are up to today. Looks like they seem to both attend a school somewhere near the castle, from what you can tell. The wife doesn't have anything planned today other than to send the help to do the shop to the market. No mention is made of whether the man's going anywhere. It doesn't come up. I mean, you'd imagine he either works from here, or he has an office or something, or shop or some place of business, but it doesn't come up in the conversation. They're after a little while, they're making to start moving away the dishes, and the children start headed for the door you're listening in through.
That's fine. Like I said, I'm going to keep on him. I'll use teleportation as necessary to keep out of people's way so they don't run into me.
Okay.
And with the plus 40 I get to stealth, there's no way anybody can see me unless they have true vision. So.
See, yes. Are you still flying?
Yep.
Okay. Guess you only really need to worry about bumping into things.
Yeah, so like I said, I'll use teleportation as necessary to stay out of people's ways, and I'll follow him around.
Alright.
Wait till I can get him alone and turn him into a vase.
You do find yourself needing to burn another 10 feet to dodge out of the way of clumsy running children. But other than that, the children get their stuff and are shortly sent out the door. The wife is beginning to tidy up things, and the man goes out into the hall and through heads to one of the doors, the one nearer the fireplace that you have not yet been through, and closes it behind him.
Sorry, go ahead.
And closes it behind him.
I was going to say, if he's going to try to leave.
Nope, not at the front door. One of the other doors inside the house here.
Okay, I will follow him and go through and teleport through that door.
Pardon me. There seems to be an escritoire in this small room that immediately borders upon the adult's bedroom. He's in there, apparently changing clothes. The desk, the escritoire, is currently closed. It's one of the ones with the rolling roll away top.
Okay, what's my best way to get this guy? There's only one way out of the room he's in?
Yes, behind you.
I think I have a stupid plan. If I cast Mage's Magnificent Mansion and designate him as someone who can enter it and open it right as he's going through that door, I can grab him like that.
I suppose.
Then again, I can just vase him. Yeah, so, since he's completely alone, I will attempt to vase him, which will make me visible and screw me over if this fails.
Okay.
Actually, I think I'm going to go with Pebble this time so I don't break his leg by accident.
Okay.
Vase is something you do to someone you want to break.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
there's a slight rattling on the floor.
awesome. I will make myself invisible. Fly over and pick up my newly minted pebble.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do a dimensional steps 50 feet to get me into the street. Then I will cast Mage's Magnificent Mansion here. Take him up to that cell, throw him in, lock it up, wait for the duration to expire.
Is Mage's
Alrighty.
magical mansion a different plane?
It's an extra dimensional space.
A
Not a
really,
separate
really,
plane.
really, really, really big bag of holding.
Yes. Okay. We shall get back to that.
I hope this is the right guy, otherwise I just wasted one of my big spells for the day.
And, turned a man into a pebble.
Somewhere around that same time, Hirazan, Shinalar. You hear the clock tower in the distance strike the 8 o'clock morning hour.
Well, that seems like it's time for us to head off to the Street of 1,000 Gods.
Very well.
Off we go. I bet $20, or sorry, 20 gold. Okay, the bridge is not completely swarming with guards who are like, no one gets in, no one gets out.
You
I'll be
cross
surprised.
You cross the bridge, and you can see that there is definitely a guard's presence here now. They're keeping an eye on crowds crossing the bridge, as there's now starting to be a significant amount of traffic. Carts moving past, headed for the port district, heading for the ports, and the lots of people milling about through the city. You pass by the bridge without any particular notice, and the guards don't seem to be stopping anyone. But there are lots more about than you saw on the streets yesterday.
It's fine. I'm going to the Street of 1,000 Gods, assuming we don't get pulled over.
Excuse me, sir. Do you have a license for this drow?
It's a drow? Nice, it was just a half-elf model.
Not an it.
You reach the Street of 1,000 Gods, which
Lovely.
is very dense with people. There's people of all denominations, all uniforms, all milling about between the various temples. It's a complete throng of madness as people try to make it to certain temples for certain times of the day.
I hide my coin purse in my boot, I guess.
All right, you stuff your coin purse in your boot. Your boot is now very uncomfortable.
Good for me. At least I'm not being stolen from. All right, I guess we'll go pay a visit to my dwarvy friends because I want to arrive a little early.
With some difficulty, you manage to press through the crowd at the right spot and slip into the alleys just on the street. And you make your way to the home that is so small even a gnome would consider it cramped quarters.
Well, at that point, I take my money out of my boot and put it back, possibly in my bandolier of X-dimensional space.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, I'll knock.
The door rattles.
"'Tis me, and let me in."
No one within seems to answer.
I try to open it.
You push on the door. Make me a strength check.
There you go.
And hear a soft snap as you seem to push the lock through the plaster.
Oops. I pushed the door the rest of the way up and going, apologies.
There does not seem to be anyone home at the moment, but the small, the very small cooking pot is still hot.
Teb isn't here? Teb?
Teb nor any of the women folk.
And the pot's still warm, huh? Teb, lad, if you're in here, it's just me. I say, and then I sit down and start cooking something.
All right.
I guess she's just sitting outside looking creepy.
You can fit in here. You just gotta get on your hands and knees, is all.
Pass.
Alright, you're lost.
After a minute, you spot a very frightened face looking out from a pile of blankets in one corner.
Teb, lad, is that you? You gonna come on out? Probably no harm.
You still the man that made everything explode?
I didn't make everything explode.
You made that man explode?
He was fine. He just to be beat up is all. He's fine.
Okay, you're rolling a bluff for that one.
Okay, fine. Oh yeah, it's a 5. Ah, Victor is mine.
Wow.
Okay then.
You here looking for my dad?
I needed to speak to him. Yeah, come on out. I got some food for you.
He extricates himself from the covers.
You look all right?
Yeah, he looks no worse off than he did last night. Maybe someone's rubbed the dirt off of his face a bit, but
All right. Might as well get a nice meal in his belly. So yeah, I'll share again my food with him. Might actually taken some of the breakfast with me, to be honest, to replenish my own rations. So I'll share some of that good food.
He pipes up. My mother's just at temple. She should be back soon.
That's good. Your ma at temple, huh? Giving her praise to Torag and the rest.
She doesn't hold much regard for Torag.
He's our creator. You gotta hold some regard.
He created us here, didn't he?
He created you for a reason. Just because things ain't, the best right now doesn't mean they can't get better. Look at me. Me father and mother were a pair of diggers. Dug in gravel all their lives. Now look at me. Dressed to the nines, eating nice food, staying in a nice quarter. Just because where you come from doesn't make who you're gonna be. Now, do you want some sausage with your... Because I still got some dried sausage in my ration pack, and apparently pork's rare around here for some insane reason, so if you want some, I got some. And I get my rations out and put, some pork, and, because it comes with sausages and some hardtack and other things, so I get that out. Here, lad. I already had breakfast. That can be yours.
He hungrily eats up a bowl full, and well, seems like a lot of food for him, and it probably is.
Yeah, it is. Dwarven meals are very hearty, and the ration packs is hardtack, sausages, a bunch of other things.
Yeah, the boy is about as tall as your shotgun, but weighs about the same too.
That ain't healthy for a dwarf. We're supposed to be pretty dense. Not in that way. Everyone shut the fuck up.
I said nothing. I don't know what
I was
You
just gonna
thought
say
it.
I was just gonna say you had that part nailed.
You thought it. It was on the tip of your tongue. It was in your brain, and I countered it immediately.
Shanalar.
Mm-hmm.
You're just out in the alley outside the home when you hear a shriek just down the alley from you.
Oh, fantastic.
And a blur of a figure comes charging up at you with a soup spoon held high.
Oh, for
damn
fuck's-
everything. I'm assuming I hear that and immediately come charging back out.
She's gonna at least hold up her hands. They, just try to ward her off. We're not here to do harm.
After a few moments, the figure calms down, and you recognize Teb's mother.
Apparently, it's a lot of meat. Anyway, so I come tumbling out, going, old lass, it's all right, just us.
Thought I told you to leave your elven acquaintance behind. She won't be looked well upon in these parts.
I can't help the fact that she tends to follow me like a lost pup.
Hidden rolling eyes.
Besides, she's harmless.
The menfolk will be here within the hour. You best run along, miss.
Well, I'm aware. I was hoping I'd serve you lots of nice food. I already gave Teb his share, if you're willing to come on in and enjoy a meal. Poor lad's too thin for his age.
She gives you a scowl. Pushes past Shinalard into the hovel.
I shrug and head on in. I just look at Shinalard. You sure you don't want to come on in? I mean, yeah, it's cramped, but come on.
They don't want me even outside. I don't think they want me in.
Alright. If they start screaming again, just, try not to get punched, I suppose. Guard your shins. We like to go for that.
Summon cats. 6 of them can kill a commoner.
True.
Yep. And they're magical cats.
Yep. Right then. So, assuming she's inside with Teb, I just sort of start conversation and let her take part in the meal. So, you went off to Temple, Where'd you get off to? Your boy said you weren't seeing Torag, so now I'd be confused.
Me and some of the others, we do the cleaning at some of the temples around here.
Ah, yeah, that's a clever thing to be doing.
Makes us a few extra coppers to top up what our husbands bring.
Aye, how much do your husbands bring? You say they work on the farms. That ain't too descriptive. Farm work tends to imply,
they drive the carts that bring the farm's goods into market.
Aye, alright. Suppose that doesn't pay ultra well, do it?
She just stares.
You'd think driving carts would pay more than it do, but there it is. It's a skill not everyone has.
Well, we don't earn much for bringing the goods in from the settlement. The dwarves out at the settlement, they don't look too kindly upon us in the city. Now, there's only so much you can do, but at least they are willing to sell their excess and let us sell it in town.
Aye, that's something. How'd this happen to ye? It's not common for our folk to be this clustered in this poor of a situation. Usually, we're pretty well cared for by our extended families, so what happened there? I mean, I understand if you don't have a long lineage of clans, but I came from dirt diggers, and I still have a family with enough coinage to handle things if one of us were to lose a home.
Not all of us get to inherit the riches of the mountains. She looks visibly irritated by that comparison.
You call goblins, orcs, and whatever the hell else comes down to the mountain to try and take your home rich? That ain't fun.
At least when you fight off goblins, you can smelt their weapons down for more metal that you don't have to dig up first. Out here, we have to live by the scraps that the humans leave behind, and
I might clarify that goblin weapons are made of shit.
Of the meat of our own labor in the fields.
It is a poor situation, but you're dwarves, aren't you? You have to know your way around metal and other workings. You don't have any particular skills in that?
We can't
You know-
buy metal, you fool.
And you can't dig it up neither.
Do you see any? Here in the city, it's all stone, and out in the fields, it's all thick brown loam. There is no rock. There is no metal.
Then why live here? Sounds pretty horrible for a dwarf.
At this point, she draws herself to her full height because she's just short enough to fit in the hovel, and starts ushering you out. I've had enough of you. You can wait out in the alley for our husbands.
Fine. Teb lad, to be clear with you, try not to nick things for a bit, eh?
Who's Nick?
Yes.
And at this point, you are shoved out.
Strip my gear.
It looks like that went well.
As to be expected. Efficient information out of folk ain't easy.
There are some loud curses as they attempt to throw the bolt and discover that now there's only a U-shaped slot in the plaster that it used to be slotted into.
Bombard quickly coughs and says, "So, suppose we're gonna have to wait here for a while. Don't suppose you could conjure a chair?"
I'm afraid not.
You know, as magic users go, your powers aren't honestly all that useful in a day-to-day activity.
We have to make do with what we have.
Oh, I am all aboard that. It's just... Did you ever sit down and think, wow, if I didn't do what I do, I'd almost never use my powers.
Summon a cat to sit on.
That sounds unwise.
No, just summon an angel, have it hold me.
Cradled in the arms of a giant angel. Yeah, that actually sounds kind of comfortable. Weird, but comfortable. Now Gorazin just finds somewhere that looks less dirty than everywhere else and plunks down. And waits.
Alrighty. Lindal.
You get jumped by
Yes.
dwarves. I don't know, go on.
You're sitting in your mansion, patiently waiting for this pebble to return to human form, and eventually, at some slow pace, it does. You now have a half-dressed middle-aged man with good sideburns, sitting on the floor in that room. What? Where am I?
Greetings, Lord Nerdhos.
What do you want?
I
Who the
hear
devil
you.
are you?
Oh,
What's that
who I am
thing on
isn't
your
important.
face?
That's my face.
Should have it looked at. What the devil you bring me here for?
Oh, I hear you're friends with Raslam.
Rastlin. No, Rastlin. I think you mean Rassum.
Raslam, yeah.
Rassum. Oh, Moraltus? What the devil you... What kind of shakedown is this? Speak up, man.
Well, I'm looking to get in with the jovial flesh. I heard you had information on them.
The what? Jovial.
Apparently, your friend apparently knew something about them.
Rassum.
Yes, Rassen. Stop saying that.
I've never heard of such a thing. I just play cards with the man. We own warehouses in the same district.
Cards is code for we share our secrets. interrogate harder.
He seems to be he seems to be completely honest and more irritated than anything else. Where the devil am I?
Oh, that's not important. he had information on the jovial flesh, but he chose not to share it with me.
What the devil is that? Some kind of gentleman's club?
Sure,
Pretty
why not?
much. If some of your gentlemen are demons and devils, yes.
Devil. Never
Yes,
heard of such a thing. Now, come on, man. Let me out of here. Got business to tend to.
Be right back.
Carry on.
Well, I'm sorry, but I've already let one person live today. That's sort of my goal. That's sort of my limit.
What now?
Gonna fill the cell with a dazing wall of fire. That should get him in a few minutes.
Alrighty then. That's to resist the daze. That's a will save.
Will save at the wall of fire's normal level. So yeah. DC's 27.
Well,
Let's see here. That does 2d4 a round.
Depends how big the room is.
It's definitely not more than 10 foot on a side. You've only got so many square feet to work with. And if you want to have more than 2 guest rooms upstairs, including this one, 10 feet on a side.
If it's 10 feet on a side, then that makes a square. That would make a square wall that fills the whole room. He's taking the 2d6 no matter where he's standing.
Okay. You hear from the other side of the wall no cries or screams of pain, and smell lots of burning flesh. You hear something thump to the floor after only about 20-30 seconds.
Well, now to get rid of the body.
more murder.
I can't have him go around telling people I kidnapped him now, can I?
Of course not. All seems perfectly legit.
Unfortunately, plane shift only works on creatures, so I need to find another way to get rid of the body.
Oh my god, I've got just back, and the first thing I hear is, unfortunately, plane shift only works on creatures, so I have to find another way to get rid of the body. What in the name of God just happened?
He's
Murder.
going to the man.
It was a brief conversation that ended in, well, I've already let one person live today. Can't have that pattern showing up.
Oh god damn it. You guys are bitching about my chunky salsa incident, but that's an instant. That's an accident. He's just deliberately like, fuck everyone.
Can't
I'm not-
let-
He has 2 children and a wife. Death.
Is it really an accident when you point a gun at someone? I mean,
It's an accident when you're aiming for their knees and you blow their legs off. Just saying.
The problem is you were using a non-lethal shot, but after you've dealt non-lethal damage to their HP, additional non-lethal damage, lethal damage.
Well, now I know.
I don't think it's an accident at that point. I think it's just a mistake.
Yeah, there you go. Mistake. I'll accept that. It wasn't on purpose is the point. He's doing this on purpose.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh, Lindell will catch hell for it if he gets caught out.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I'm in an extra dimensional space, but I can still use teleport from in here because I'm still in the material plane. I'll use greater teleport to dump the body in the middle of the ocean, and then I'll clean up the smell and area with prestidigitation.
Okay.
So with status running, Lindell's
Okay.
going to poof
So-
like halfway across somewhere.
Oh no!
Yes.
Teleport is you or touched objects and creatures.
Ah, okay.
Okay. You send him somewhere, and oh yeah, greater teleport. If there's any sort of mishap, it just fails and doesn't send him anywhere.
Yeah, I'm just sending him to somewhere in the middle of the ocean.
All right.
Somewhere out in the middle of the ocean, there's an unusually happy shark.
Yes. The body disappears from under your hand.
So yeah, I'll clean up the area and check out my
Somewhere,
next
a
lead, I
man
guess.
stops smelling like rum spontaneously.
Oh yeah, it's been an hour. Yeah, so I guess it's time. Yeah, I guess I have to figure out which lead to go to next. And what I'm going to say to Fulton when he finds out that guy disappeared.
He doesn't even know you found a guy. He knows you went to talk with someone, doesn't know you've done anything.
I didn't find nothing.
Another dead end. Shucks.
Or actually, if I want to be technically true but misleading, I didn't find anything helpful.
Yeah.
All right. So the place is cleaned up again. What is your next plan?
Yeah, I need to find let's see, who else is on here? He was the only one I had a name for.
There was another name on there.
Oh, Haverlock Hart, somewhere near the castle.
Yes.
I guess I shall go try to talk to him. Havelock Hart.
Okay.
Invisibility and flying.
You going to check in with Fulton?
Yeah, I might as well first. Just tell him I didn't find anything of importance.
But how are you going to do this? Is it going to be a disembodied voice in the end?
No, I'll be visible when I talk to you.
All right, you head over to the Repentant Hound. Fulton is in the dining room there, picking over the last few drops of his stew.
Hello.
Hello?
That lead turned out to be a dead end.
Lovely.
I shall go check into the other named lead I have now.
Alright, where is it?
Somewhere near the castle. I'm going to have to look around a bit.
So
Yes, that's unfortunately vague.
you're in
Yes.
an inn called the Repentant Hound, and they're serving small, like, birds as their primary food right now. Victory is mine forever.
Mm-hmm.
I thought victory was mine for that dead end pun.
Well, I have stolen your victory and made it my own. Is this a scary man with a burned face? Fucking run.
Well, near the castle then.
Are you guys just climbing the social ladder trying to find who the fuck knows something by killing everyone who doesn't know anything?
No, I'm going after the leads people have given me and killing people when they don't give me the information I want or can't give me the information I want.
But if they
There's
can't-
nothing they can do about it.
He's gonna find someone who can do something about it and be in serious trouble.
That dazing wall of fire was exceptionally cruel.
Seriously, just burn him alive. He can't even think during it.
No, that's the brilliance. He can't take action. That doesn't stop you from thinking. He is completely aware of everything to him.
Lovely. So I have no mouth and I must scream.
A
Yeah.
little bit, yeah.
In any case, to the castle area. Just don't even let me in.
Whereabouts on the North Shore would you like to begin your investigation?
I guess we'll go to the White Armory first. It's right next to it.
Okay. Yes, events in this order. You reach the White Armory. This road is somewhat busy with carts headed in and out of the city and farmers headed towards mostly the North Market from this gate. There is a small group of guardsmen outside, and they appear to be running drills in the courtyard inside. There is a guardsman out of armor, just in uniform, at a table that's set up outside of the armory, who seems to be taking various complaints of petty crime.
Someone burnt my father to death and then teleported him to the ocean.
Yeah, about that.
Find the perpetrator, we'll make him pay 20 gold coins.
Did you hear about that? Did you hear about Jim? Yeah, he got blown in chunky salsa. That criminal scum. We're gonna make him pay at least 50 coins for that.
That news hasn't reached the White Armory yet. Carry on, carry on.
I think it'd be big news.
It's still early morning.
Also
You think
depends
it'd
on
be
if they
big
take.
news.
It also depends on if they take the we will avenge our comrades route, or we must keep it quiet so everyone thinks the guards are invincible route.
Hmm.
Extra, read all about it. Guard made into salsa. Get your tortilla chips.
Moderately tasty.
Orcs declare it to be moderately tasty.
Anyways, are you here at the White Armory just to pass by or to ask questions?
Oh no, this is just the part of town to start at. Let's cross over into the castle area and start looking around. We have to ferret out, dude.
What is this man's name?
His name is one Havelock Hart. I think it might be an alias.
It's alliterative, which does point to that in some way.
Then again, I assume everyone's using an alias. If that is your real name, Fulton.
It depends on your definition of real name, but no one has ever called me anything else.
Well, let us find my next victim.
What was
Person
that?
I'm going to ask questions to. Yeah, no, I'm not that stupid. I didn't actually say that. Let's go find my next victim.
Let's go find the next spell experiment. Only says near the castle. It's entirely unhelpful.
Yes, very. I say we should blend in and try to find some information.
What do the people look like around the castle anyway? Is it just all the richest folk in the city?
Not so much the richest, but the North Shore definitely has it's the furthest from the scarred neck, and so the guards are most lax here, except where they're right in the entrance, the double gate into the castle grounds, and the Lord's Square, which is currently, well, I wouldn't call it empty, but there's certainly no events currently going on. It's a big open field, the kind of place where you'd expect either a big festival or even possibly a jousting tournament might be held.
Or like plays and stuff, right?
Currently nothing going on other than people milling back and forth across it. The North Market over further down the road here is the main market for this half of the city, and most of the carts are headed to or from there. And most of the actual residences of the area are along the north wall of the city.
Well, if he lives near the castle, he's likely up there. Considering how famous Alia got, that could very well be the case.
I guess this is the time to do diplomacy checks to gather information.
Indeed.
Yes, going around asking people if they know who this person is.
I suppose I shouldn't be invisible while I'm trying to do that.
That might go poorly for you, yes.
Might get some screaming.
Oh god, the
This
air
ghost is
talking.
trying to negotiate with me.
And a D4, if you're pretty please.
A D4?
To determine how long it takes. Standard part of a gather information. Snake Eyes, house takes all.
Damn it, Fulton. I'm never coming to the casino with you again.
Uh,
Now I'm gonna go watch that play starring that hot chick.
Doesn't take you too long to find someone who does happen to know that Lord Hart does keep a modest mansion on the North Street, where also he runs his shipping business.
Haha. This seems like the kind of guy who would stuff things. No.
Well said.
Me talk good. Me want cookie.
Oh.
It's a bit too early in the morning for that.
A mansion appeared out of nowhere. Scream.
you're a mage, you've been doing that all day.
Yeah, but I'm the one who appears it out of nowhere. Meanwhile, In a cramped street, barely a street, in a cramped gap between walls that was not designed into the walls, behind the Street of 1,000 Gods, Verazan, Shenalar, you two are sitting on the ground, passing the time by, I don't know, playing I Spy.
I spy I like a hygiene. Guess where?
When
The
round,
answer is everywhere.
Yeah.
when round a corner, just down the gap, comes a fairly burly, fairly healthy looking dwarven man. Spies you sitting in the way.
I salute him. Oh, hey there. Be you the father of Ted Woodrow?
Just a second. Do you currently have your yeah, you've got your guns stowed under your big long coat, right?
Hmm? Oh yeah. I keep my I'm not obviously armed.
Okay. Could you make me a disguise check for how well you managed to keep them under wraps?
Wrong one. It's sleight of hand.
Hmm.
I get an extra +4 on this because I'm wearing a big fucking cloak,
Yep.
and one of those is a small, like easily healed weapon. So I'll do it for each weapon I'm hiding. So my blunderbuss is inside my handy haversack, so he literally can't see that. But here comes the musket and the coat pistol. So musket first. There you are. He doesn't see squat.
I be. What business is it of yours?
Well, rather a lot of things happen involving the boy. I do need to know if you're his pa, because I gotta talk to you.
Looks you
Boy
over.
got in trouble over something.
All right. Well, then let's sit down and have some words.
Aye, after ye.
Words with friends, if you will.
After ye, if you don't mind. I live just down this crack here.
Oh, I know where you live. It's just in this near hole, but alright, if you insist. I go inside first. I poke my head out. Me companion will be most likely staying outside. 'Tis cramped.
He does even poorer at trying to figure out your companion.
She's just gonna stay silent. She's not helpful.
He gestures you in, waves you sit down on one of the beds, and sits down in the doorway.
Right, so assuming you're his pa, which you are, right?
I be.
Well, the boy says, now let's start this at the proper. So the boy was in possession of an item that apparently you gave him, and it caused him to get dragged off to prison again, apparently. And I got him out of that mess, but pointedly, you got him into it by giving him an ancestor finger. What's that about?
Guess I need to ask you again. What business is it?
I'm interested why a man would give his son a finger of an ancestor when he knows that that sort of thing is frowned upon. It's one thing if you want to have your son a good luck
one sec.
Sorry.
Roll me a sense motive.
Fair enough. 19 total.
Okay. Well, I don't think it's any business of some strange clannad dwarf come in here and ask me what I'm doing handing out luck charms to my own boy.
It was a finger. That ain't a luck charm. That's a finger. And that ain't permissible in any civilized land I'm aware of. And that, you can't... Yeah, put this.
Tell me, Mountaineer, you ever hear of something these humans invented? It's called karma.
Aye. It's that thing where if you do something stupid or bad, then bad happens to you. Aye?
Not quite. It's the belief that everything balances out. One person has horrible luck, it's because someone else is having good luck.
Fair enough. And that has to do with the finger in what way?
Well, chiefly it has to do with who had the bad luck in order to give the good luck to my boy. And at this point, there is a sudden pang across the back of your skull.
Something very amusing is about to happen, but I'll let you continue with this.
You're going to get graped. You shouldn't have worn purple.
Damn it.
Awesome.
You feel a cooking pot ricochet off the back of your skull,
Ow.
and I need you to make a fort save.
Okie dokie. Let me go to my token. 28. If this is going to knock me out, I do have a reroll, so just throw that out there.
No, it's not knocking you out. You feel the pang of a cooking pot over the back of your skull, and Teb's mother looks quite surprised that didn't knock you out.
I'm
And
offended.
and by the time you turn back, you notice that the father is standing up into the alley.
I immediately shouts, "Stop him!" to
Shenalar,
my companion, who is right the fuck there.
there is a dwarf about 15 feet away charging your way down this narrow, tight alley.
Okay then. She can handle this.
I hope so.
Might be overkill.
Try and go be gentle, just...
I was just gonna use maze.
That'll do.
Maze works.
It's non-lethal, and they're guaranteed to get out of it eventually. Make a will save. With a +2 bonus because dwarf, unless you're a different kind of dwarf.
No. No, there is no save.
Oh,
There's
right.
spell resistance,
Right,
and
nice.
then there's D20 int, and then there's int checks to escape.
Right, I forgot to have my... Yeah, okay, never mind.
Maze is one of those spells that only inconveniences people, but can inconvenience them really badly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just don't prep it because I'd rather do reach plane shift. They can avoid it lots of ways, but if they don't, they're fucked.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Because it's rules as written, Shinalar, I need you to make a SR check.
He's a what's it called? Elder Dwarf, which means they might have spell resistance
You
naturally in tune.
To be fair, you have no idea what he is or is not.
Fair enough, but I know that he can still be a dwarf and have SR, is my point. He's not like a demon in disguise necessarily.
He just has a
Gotcha.
spell resistance sash.
Or that, yeah, sure, why not? Though it's more likely he's just an elder dwarf.
Any humanoid who tries to get spell resistance isn't too bright if he's planning on ever getting healing, but yeah.
So, d20 plus your caster level. Have any feats or anything that increase your spell penetration? And you add those.
Right.
Add no caster modifier.
No caster level thing?
Caster level, but no casting modifier. Like your charisma bonus.
Oh, alright.
Right. So let's see. I do have spell penetration.
Okay. I believe that's a +2 or +4. No, that's greater.
So it's plus caster level plus that bonus then.
Yeah, plus
Yep.
2 essentially. So
D20,
17.
17,
So 19.
and 2.
Nice.
Yeah, that tears right through. He blinks out of the alley.
At this point, I've stood up inside, and you said he was running out, so...
Yes. The Teb has disappeared somewhere, and his mother seems to be fumbling at a nondescript wall at the far side of the hovel.
I pull my musket out, point it at the fellow who's running away, and I'm going to use a deed.
So you step out into the alley?
Yeah. Oh wait, no, she's okay. I'm going to assume that if he actually has actually gotten out, then I'm going to assume that she knows more than she's letting on, and instead point the musket at her and simply say, "You don't want to be doing that."
She fumbles with it and suddenly falls through a hole that opens up in the wall into a dark space.
I have dark vision. I leap after her, full of grit and
falls
awesome.
down out of view. Yeah.
I leap after her. Gun still drawn,
Yep.
fully ready to take on whatever darkness is down there.
You fall through darkness for a couple seconds, your dark vision kicks in, and you see the surface of the water just in time as you land in a sewer below.
Spoof. Right, so they have a sewer thing. Good news is that my gun is unaffected by the water thanks to a dry load powder horn I've been using. So, I am going to pursue her because I was right behind her. Unless there's like a turn right next to me, I know where she is. And if not, I'll use perception and/or survival to track her, depending on what you need me to do.
Yep, it is a junction. It goes a few ways from here.
Perception first to hear which direction I think she went in.
Go ahead.
$27.
Between the echoes of your own splashing and the echoes of hers and Teb's, you have no idea which of these three directions either of them might be, but, well, you've got a 2/3 chance of heading the right direction for one or the other.
Add a 4 to that for stone cunning. Which way do I think they would have gone with knowledge of, well, tunnels? Like, which way it looks like it actually goes somewhere? Because there's such things as dead-end tunnels, you know?
It moves too slowly for you to tell the direction of flow.
Is there like a... I'm assuming the sewer, like, no one goes down these sewers, presumably, so there's no, like, catwalks or, like, it's just all water. Like, there's no way to walk along the wall.
Yes.
Okay. I slap my chest and start flying, and I hover above the water so I can hear where they're coming from.
Okay.
I'm going to take left, if you're curious.
Uh-huh.
And if I don't hear anything, I immediately take a different direction. And I can fly quite a bit faster than they can tumble through the water at our 20-foot dwarf move speed.
Okay. You figure out for certain which two tunnels you hear splashes down, but they are getting quieter.
Which two?
At the moment, direction doesn't much matter.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I'll just pick whichever one sounds the louder of the two and go for it.
Okay.
Just sort of flying quickly, gun drawn.
Alrighty.
I'm going to load while I'm flying, because I can just load whatever for reaction, as a tracer bullet.
Alright. And we shall pick up there next session.
Things are going badly for Grazin.
No, not badly. This is actually kind of good, because this is basically leading me to what I need to know. I was worried I just didn't know anything.
Things are going great for me. Good night.
To put another notch. You have to put another notch on the iron bars of the curiously barred room you have upstairs.
What bars? He's notched them out of existence. He has a piece of metal that at one point was possibly a bar.
We'll see you later, Brad.
We're all doomed.
Yeah, we are pretty doomed.
Well, if
So this
the
is
room
Gorzan's speciality, pursuit and taking down people.
Yep.
the sort of good thing is if the room gets destroyed, it just fixes itself when I cast a spell next time.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got a lot of ways to deal with runners. He's got a really high survival and doesn't get lost easy. I actually have like maps and shit.
Yep.
And you can turn them into salsa.
The reason I'm musket, I can't turn someone into salsa with this, even if I tried.
I think you could if you tried really hard.
It'd take him longer.
Yeah, I'd have to use so many fucking bullets.
Good night.
Good night. So yeah, I think I can take this. It's just I don't know how she's gonna find me again, but I'll likely find her and send up a flare. Like I packed flares. I have everything I need to handle this.
Yep.
And the bandolier, I keep him in as waterproof and airtight, so I'm not worried about water too much anymore.
We shall figure out how that goes when we rejoin.
All right, see y'all.
And then Wendell will kill all of us.
Have a good week.
Toodles.